Before the weekly analysis begins, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon page. We have two tiers available. The first tier is called Start Off for £15 a month, and what you will receive is access to a Discord server containing the beginners, intermediate, and advanced course, risk management course for Elliot wave trading, as well as financial literacy content. This tier is also for those who want to learn at their own pace and generally just support what I do and just join a community of like-minded traders. The second tier that I have is called the Waveologist for £35 a month, and what you receive is everything that I mentioned above with the addition of specific chart requests for me to annotate on a daily and weekly time frame, and one-to-one support or group sessions depending on how many people have subscribed to this tier. The group or one-to-one sessions are for those people who want a little bit of extra help with their Elliott Wave education, and also give the opportunity to ask me as many questions. Please do keep in mind that these are going to be 1 hour sessions depending on how many people have subscribed, and also I would say please do consider joining. It is really good value for money, and without further ado, let's get into the analysis. Alright guys, welcome back. This is going to be my Elliott Wave update or forecast on the S&P 500, but first of all, any views, opinions or suggestions that are expressed in this video do not constitute to trading or financial advice. So let's get started here straight away. Here's my annotations. And obviously from the previous videos that I've mentioned, I have suggested that in terms of how the S&P is moving or where the S&P is moving, we are currently in the sort of the fifth wave or degree, and you know this sort of push that we're expecting towards the upside. Before that push even happens, we're still in this sort of wave four of the fifth wave, and obviously there is different scenarios in play. I'm going to show you another scenario that I have as well, which could also be a possibility. But with that being said, let's just start off with this scenario that I have. This will probably be a bullish scenario, and what we have is obviously from last week we have a wave 1 2 3 4 5 into a WXY into a B, which is basically our connector right here, and then we have a 1 2 3 4 5 in a sort of ending diagonal, giving us our wave C. And what we've started to see is some sort of significant volatility momentum coming back in, to bring the sort of buyers back in, and we started to see this sort of bullish impulsive leading diagonal as a 1 2 3 4 5, and this has basically given us our wave one, as our first initial push to the upside. And then obviously we started to see this sort of come down here as a sort of 5 wave moves, and we were expecting sort of a rejection here to then continue going back down, and obviously it didn't happen. We decided to see the market just continue to push to the upside. Doesn't necessarily mean that anything has changed. We could possibly see this as a 1 2 3 and then an X and then another 1 2 and a 3. So this could be a nice WXY corrective structure, and we could eventually see this sort of push back down towards the downside, giving us our wave C and our wave 2 in a higher degree. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at this sort of, obviously this is one of the indicators that I use, which is the TDI. On the sort of 4 hour time frame, we do have a sort of on the wave 1 or the extremes of wave 1 right here, which is around this sort of hike. We do have some sort of divergence coming in here, as you can see, where the market is going to sort of it's creating like a, you can say like a lower low right here, and over here we can see that the market's created sort of a higher high, and we could see some sort of bearish momentum coming back in. Is this going to be a sort of big push to the downside? I don't genuinely think so, but we're going to see sort of, I think this market sort of continue push more towards the downside. This would also be in a position where we could be in a expanded flat or regular flat, sort of regular flat, or running flat I should say, where the market might just come between 61 and 100%. So it might not really take the extremes of this low, and we can just see the market sort of come down in and around here before we start to see the sort of market push it upside, and that will basically give us a sort of running flat correction like that, and then that will basically complete our wave C, our wave 2, and we continue pushing to the upside, giving us a third leg, and then continue on to the fourth leg and then the fifth leg eventually. So obviously that's a bullish count. I'll probably say we will probably be in this sort of scenario, but I want to show you guys a bearish count as well at the same time. So let me just remove my drawings. Another sort of scenario that I have in play is that obviously we still have this as a wave 1 here, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5. Can this be considered as a WXY as well? Well, we have 3, 3, and then obviously if you go right here, it does go way beyond that sort of level, and I'm not necessarily comfortable with that sort of going beyond the 1.236. So I'm not going to really consider that to be a WXY. But I'll probably consider that to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have a nice sort of a leading diagonal followed by a three-wave correction, followed by impulsive third wave, a fourth wave which overlaps the wave 1, which is fine, and then a fifth wave to complete, which is shorter. A third leg is also longer than the wave 1, which to me signifies a leading diagonal, and that basically gives us our wave A right here, right? And then we have this wave. Now what we can see right here, right, the market is sort of moving in a sort of it is moving in a consolidation area right here. It is moving sideways within this sort of range, and we could possibly see this entire move as a correction, a three-wave correction. To me, it could possibly be considered as a expanded flat if it does come up and take these extremes right here, and then obviously that will give us a nice WXY into an A, another A, B, and a C into a B, and then we see, it looks like here this is a wave 1 here, a wave 2. Is this going to be the wave 3? And we get a wave 4, then a wave 5, and then that will give us a sort of ending diagonal sort of impulsive structure, giving us our wave C. That's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. So let me just add these labels in right here. So we have an A, we have a B here, on potential C to come in, and then we also have the sort of subdivision counts. So let me just add them in. So we got a nice sort of WXY right here, WXY. Let me just change that degree. There we go. And then we have a nice an A, B, and another C right here. Let's change that degree into a micro. Let's change the color of that. Okay, and obviously what we have here is, look, it could be a wave 1, a wave 2, we can get a wave 3, a wave 4, then a wave 5 into a C. Let's change that into a sub-minute, and let's change that color. It's disgusting. Here we go. Okay, could this be the sort of push that we're gonna get? I mean, could this be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that? I mean, there is a possible chance, right? I'm not saying anything's possible. I think we could potentially be coming up a little bit higher, but at the same time, when you look at it in terms of the smaller time frame, we are getting this sort of divergence coming in. So I am suggesting that in the small time we get some sort of movement coming back down to the downside. But with that being said, that will give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a C, and then once this C wave completes, and if it rejects, we could possibly see a huge sort of decline coming back in to bring this market completely back down, giving us one more leg in the same length as this. So this could be an A, this could be a B, and then this could be another C. 5, 3, 5, which is a nice simple zigzag structure, and yeah, man, that will basically give us our sort of completed wave to the downside, and eventually from once this leg completes, we will see the market eventually push to the upside. Let me just change this to a higher degree, minor. There we go. Let me just change the color of that so it's a bit more clear. Let's go for orange. There we go. So yeah, that's basically it. So we have a 5, a 3 potential once it completes, and if it does reject, into another 5 and as an A, B, and a C, and then we'll see some sort of movement coming back into the upside to give us our fifth and final leg of wave 5 in a higher degree, before we then start to see some sort of bearish momentum coming back down, bringing this market to the downside. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. I do have a Patreon in the link down below for those people that are interested in mentorship. And yeah, I'll see you guys until the next one. Take care.